Nutrition and Diabetes Education for Control of Diabetes Mellitus. Hello everyone, I am Sujitha. I am here to talk about nutrition and diabetes education for control of diabetes mellitus. Prosperity of a nation depends on the well-being of her citizens. But improper lifestyle and food habits lead to various disorders threatening the mankind. One of the important disorders is diabetes mellitus, which is becoming more prevalent among the present generation. Let us see how to have an excellent control of blood sugar to lead a healthy life with diabetes mellitus. What is diabetes mellitus?
When the blood glucose level exceeds the normal level, it is IGT or diabetes mellitus. Pancreas. Pancreas is a gland located in the upper abdomen behind the stomach. Beta cells of pancreas secrete insulin, a hormone which helps to regulate blood glucose level. When there is a deficit or impaired action of insulin, it leads to diabetes mellitus. American Diabetes Association 2005 gives the fasting and postprandial values for blood glucose levels in milligrams per 100 ml in normal individuals, in impaired glucose tolerance, and in diabetes mellitus. Diabetes mellitus can be classified into 4 categories: type 1 diabetes mellitus, type 2 diabetes mellitus, gestational diabetes, which is diabetes occurring during pregnancy, and impaired glucose tolerance, which is an intermediate condition between normal and diabetes. Type 1 diabetes mellitus is usually diagnosed in children and young adults and was previously known as juvenile diabetes. In type 1 diabetes, there is an inability of pancreas to secrete insulin. The major causes of type 1 diabetes mellitus include autoimmune disorder, any kind of pancreatic disease, stress, unhealthy foods, genetic factor, or unknown or idiopathic reasons. Type 2 diabetes mellitus usually occurs in adults, but nowadays it is reported among young adults and children too. There is impairment of beta cells of islets of Langerhans of pancreas, leading to insufficient insulin secretion or impaired action of secreted insulin. Type 2 diabetes mellitus may be asymptomatic in the beginning and may show symptoms gradually. The major causes of type 2 diabetes mellitus are genetic or hereditary factor, sedentary lifestyle, overweight or obesity, high calorie with high fat and high carbohydrate intake, stress, or too much of consumption of alcohol. What is gestational diabetes? Gestational diabetes affects the pregnant women when they are unable to meet the increased demand of insulin during pregnancy. Usually, blood glucose levels revert to normal after delivery. The women with gestational diabetes mellitus may develop type 2 diabetes mellitus at a later stage in life. Symptoms of diabetes mellitus include polyuria, that is increased urination, polydipsia, that is increased thirst, polyphagia, that is increased hunger, dehydration and dryness of the mouth, electrolyte imbalance, fatigue, and sudden weight loss or weight gain. Complications of uncontrolled diabetes could be either acute or chronic. Acute complications include hypoglycemia and ketoacidosis. Hypoglycemia is a condition wherein the blood glucose level drops below 70 mg per deciliter. Ketoacidosis is the accumulation of ketone bodies in the blood due to increased breakdown of fats. The chronic complications include diabetic retinopathy, which affects eyes, diabetic nephropathy, which affects kidney, diabetic neuropathy, which affects nerves, atherosclerosis, which leads to hypertension, cardiovascular disease, or stroke. Diabetic foot ulcer, also called as gangrene, and impotence. The pillars of diabetes management are food, exercise, medicine, monitoring of relevant blood parameters, and nutrition education. The first pillar of diabetes management is food. We can classify the nutrients as energy-giving nutrients, namely carbohydrates and fats, growth or body-building nutrient, which includes proteins, and body-protecting nutrients, which include vitamins and minerals. Carbohydrate-rich foods are cereals and cereal products, millets, roots and tubers, pulses, sweets, and sugary products and bakery products. Carbohydrate is an energy-giving nutrient. About 50 to 60% of the energy should be derived from carbohydrates. Foods rich in refined carbohydrates have to be avoided as those increase the blood glucose rapidly. Complex carbohydrates like whole grains, unpolished, are rich sources of fiber and hence can be included as per the recommendations. Fiber-rich foods are green leafy vegetables, plant and stem, other vegetables, fruits, whole grain cereals, whole millets and grains. Fiber-rich foods have beneficial effects in diabetes. High intake of soluble fibers have a favorable effect on the control of blood glucose. Fiber helps to reduce the blood cholesterol. It helps in weight management. It lowers the blood pressure. Fiber gives the fullness after eating and prevents constipation. 30 to 40 grams of fiber is recommended per day. Fat-rich foods are deep-fried food items, vanaspati, ghee, coconut oil, butter, whole milk, egg, fleshy foods, nuts, and oil seeds. About 20 to 30% of energy should come from fats and oils. Best preferences per day recommendations: 5 ml or 1 teaspoon of sesame or gingerly oil rich in MUFA and PUFA. 5 ml or 1 teaspoon of sunflower oil rich in PUFA. 5 ml or 1 teaspoon of groundnut oil or rice bran oil rich in MUFA. Foods rich in proteins are pulses, soy products, lean meats, fish, egg white and milk. About 10 to 15% of energy should come from protein diet. Protein-rich foods help to control blood glucose. Vitamins and minerals. Greens, vegetables, milk and its products, fruits and non-vegetarian foods are good source of vitamins and minerals. All vitamins and mineral-rich foods are good for health. Salt has to be restricted in the diet. WHO recommends only 5 grams of salt, that is 1 teaspoon per day.
Indian Council of Medical Research and National Institute of Nutrition, India, 2010 recommends the balanced diet for infants, children and adolescents as given in this table. This table gives the recommendations for adults belonging to sedentary, moderate and heavy work categories. ICMR 2010 specifies the nutrient allowances for men, women and infants. This table gives the nutrient allowances for children and adolescents. Foods which can be included liberally by diabetics: green leafy vegetables, other vegetables, germinated grains, lemon and tomato juices without sugar, jamun, Indian gooseberry, etc., vegetable soups, buttermilk. Foods which can be taken moderately as per recommendations by diabetics: whole grain cereals and millets, pulses and pulse products, skimmed milk and its products, fruits like guava, orange, papaya, sweet lime, apple, that is 100 grams per meal. Fish, steamed and not fried. Foods to be avoided by diabetics: sweets and sugary products, bakery items, dry fruits, canned fruits and fruit juices, roots and tubers, oily and deep fried food items, fatty cuts of meat, beef, pork, etc., soft drinks, porridge and gruels, sweet fruits like mango, banana, chiku, custard apples, grapes, jackfruit, etc., vanaspati, ghee, butter, and whole milk and its products, processed foods, etc. Note: Type 1 diabetics are predominantly growing children, and hence they need to take a balanced diet including all the food groups, excluding only the foods with high glycemic index. It is essential that they take right quantities of energy-giving nutrients, that is carbohydrates and fats, body-building nutrient, that is protein, and body-protecting nutrients including vitamins and minerals without any deficit. What is glycemic index? Glycemic index measures how a carbohydrate containing food raises blood glucose. Low GI foods raise the blood glucose levels very slowly. The examples are soy products, protein-rich foods like pulses and its products, whole grains, green leafy vegetables, and other vegetables. Medium GI foods raise the blood glucose levels in an intermediate manner. Example, a balanced diet. High GI foods raise the blood glucose very quickly. The examples: sugar and sugary products, bakery products, fruits with high sugar content, refined carbohydrate foods, etc. The second pillar of diabetes management is physical activity. 30 minutes of physical activity should be performed every day. Any kind of physical activity like walking, jogging, swimming, gardening, and other physically active household tasks may be chosen. Yoga also helps to control diabetes mellitus. Excessive physical activity may lead to hypoglycemia, that is low blood glucose. Hence, physical activity should be performed with caution. Diabetics should always carry glucose or cane sugar or candies or chocolates or any sweets or carbohydrate-rich foods like sweet biscuits in order to consume on occurrence of hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia: when blood glucose level reduces below 75 milligrams per 100 ml, then it is said to be hypoglycemia. Causes: skipping of meals after taking medicines for diabetes, taking more medicines, that is insulin or tablets, and strenuous exercise. What are the symptoms of hypoglycemia? Dizziness, blurred vision, dehydration, tiredness, nervousness or shakiness, rapid or fast heartbeat, sweating, chills. Some may have low blood sugar without any symptoms, and this is highly dangerous. Quickest remedy for hypoglycemia. On occurrence of hypoglycemia, a refined carbohydrate food has to be taken, followed by a complex carbohydrate containing food. Example, 1 idli or 1 dosa or one banana or one slice of bread. If it is a meal time, they are advised to take about 5 to 10 grams of refined sugar followed by the regular meal. Need for maintaining ideal body weight. Excess body weight may lead to diabetes, cardiovascular disease, stones in gallbladder, hernia, blood pressure, etc. It is necessary that everyone maintains the ideal body weight. Broca's index helps to find out one's ideal body weight. As per Broca's index, ideal body weight in kg is equal to height in centimeters minus 100. For example, if an individual's height is 160 centimeters, he or she should weigh only 60 kg. If the weight is 66 kg, that is 10% more, it is called overweight. If the weight is 72 kg, that is 20% more, it is called obesity. Those who are overweight or obese should reduce their carbohydrate and fat content in their diet. Physical exercise is also very essential to maintain ideal body weight and good health. The pillar of diabetes management is the medicines or drugs. The tablets, that is, the oral hypoglycemic agents given for type 2 diabetics, are not same as insulin hormone. Tablets induce the pancreas to secrete more insulin. It is very important that right dosage of oral hypoglycemic agents are taken at the right time as per the prescription of diabetologists. Insulin is a hormone. Insulin injection has to be given for type 1 diabetics and gestational diabetics. Insulin cannot be taken orally. It is essential that the insulin injections are taken in right quantity and at right timings, strictly on the prescription of diabetologists only. This table gives the list of health examinations to be done by diabetics. The first column gives the types of diabetes mellitus. The second column gives the examinations to be done, and the third one gives the frequency. Caution: foods like bitter gourd and herbs cannot cure diabetes. Any food containing carbohydrate will only raise the blood glucose. Diabetes can only be kept under control with proper food habits, exercise, medicine, and awareness about the disorder. Uncontrolled diabetes leads to various dangerous complications. If good control of blood glucose is maintained, diabetics can lead a healthy life with diabetes. To conclude, the diabetic diet has been deemed to be the best diet even for non-diabetic individuals. Hence, it is a great idea for all of us to follow it. Let us lead a physically active life with proper food habits in order to prevent diabetes. Uncontrolled diabetes mellitus leads to various dangerous complications. Hence, it is advisable to understand the scientific facts about diabetes mellitus and follow them strictly in order to prevent the complications and lead a healthy life with the disorder. Thank you.